boy, oh boy. I told you guys, I'm not even doing my normal introduction. I told you guys that I would be so real and raw with y'all. But boy, oh boy, when the Holy Spirit comes over you and you can't help but cry and worship. Oh, thank you, God. When you went through what I went through, and you've been took out of death's grip off of death's bed, the devil's been trying to tell me for a long time, for a very, very, very long time. He's been trying to tell me for a very long time that I wasn't filled with the Holy Spirit. He's been telling me, no. That speaking in tongues you're doing, that weren't the words that everybody else speaks. And he almost had me fooled. Well, he had me fooled, but he almost had me believing. Yesterday, we had baptism at church, and I have been telling my mom for a long time, Mom, I've been baptized before, you know that, but I had a brain aneurysm, and I couldn't remember it. I remembered, and I knew that I had done it, but I couldn't remember it. And y'all, if anybody knows what a brain aneurysm is, it's when the blood vessel bursts in your head, but not only did the blood vessel burst, but my head ruptured. You know what I mean? So the doctors was like, I don't know how you're alive. I don't even know how you're talking. You should be dead, period. And even if you survived, you should have made it to the hospital. And even if you made it to the hospital, you should be on life support fighting for your life. And even if you was on life support, you'd have been coming home as a vegetable or dying in the hospital. But do you see me right now speaking to you? So this is the raw me talking to you. Don't let the devil fool you. When I spoke in tongues, it was a different language. And the Lord's going to let me know later on what it was. When it was different from most. And it kind of threw me off. But I had to realize the Lord has made me completely different from most. I know He has something really big for me, and He's preparing me because my soul feels it. And even, oh Lord, and even with the baptism, I being in prayer ministry, I was just, going to go and help them out, you know what I mean? And some just kept preparing me, telling me, a fresh dip, a fresh dip. That's all I can explain to you is a fresh dip. Because, they dip you in the water. Baptism is just... So the Holy Spirit had been dealing with me for a while, telling me, Lord gave you a new life. He took you out of death's grip off your deathbed. He did not let you die. He gave you a new life. And some things you can't remember because of the brain trauma. But I should be a whole lot worse than what I am. And I can still remember things, my birthday, things like that. So... I just said, I want a fresh go. Ever since yesterday, my life has been on. It's been so sensitive. And I remember listening to my grandma back in the day talk about when you know you're on something is when your spirit and your heart and your body is so sensitive to the spirit. So I want you guys to pray. You know, I'm always praying for y'all, and I'm encouraging y'all, and I'm giving y'all Bible stories about what we call our Bible talks, you know. But sometimes we have to be fed into. We need to eat. It's so don't let, no matter where you're at your spiritual walk, don't let the enemy come in and tell you something different. Because when I was on the phone with my grandma this morning, she had to reassure me that that's what it was. It was just in a different language. And then, on top of that, my Aunt Pam, whenever she would get happy in the spirit, she would laugh. And I noticed that that was what I do. So it was just confirmation that yes, you are where you're at. But this is the raw meat, okay? It's not always glitter and butterflies, even though it's happy. Those good tears are tears that you need to cry. Those are what we call our good tears. But know that he loves you, and all he wants you to do is come to him. Come to him. Give it all to him. Every bit of it. Because it's easy for somebody to say, all you gotta do, that person's just gotta get off drugs. All they gotta do. But some people's not strong in the spirit like some. It ain't a just do where you can just do it. It needs help. It needs love. It needs peace. It needs a community. It needs that extra push. It ain't a just do it. It ain't a Nike commercial. Just do it. So next time you see somebody and you notice that they're walking the street and they're stumbling and they're falling, don't just look at them and say, oh, they gotta do, they just need to do this. That's a hard demon to fight. And if you don't know what it's about, then you don't know what it's about. But y'all, just like I said, just know that the Lord loves you, and you're not always going to do things like everybody else. It's not always going to sound like everybody else. He's prepping you for how he wants you to be, how he knows he's molded and fixed you. Don't worry about your outside. Know that you are made in his image. And know that your inside is beautiful. And that you are worthy. You are enough. You are loved. You are cherished. You are somebody's child. You are enough. Don't let the enemy trick you, because he will steady. You see what I'm saying? Even our elders, what we call our seasoned elders of the church, they even still say that they're tested every single day. He says you're going to struggle. But I tell all my people, just like any parent, that their child is learning to walk, stand up, crawl, whatever it is, they're always got that hand waiting. Oh, wait, I got you. Oh, don't fall. Oh, I got you. Oh, I caught you. That's our good Father. No matter what we're going through, he sees us. He sees us, and he's catching us. He's catching us when we fall. Just know he loves you. He just don't want you to stay out in the mess. And listen, if you need prayer, I am here. Even though I'm praying through anything, I am here to pray with you. And I don't know who this was for, but it was led for me to record, and I don't usually record. But know that you are enough. And don't let the enemy, don't let him trick you. Don't let him trick you. Don't stay out there in the mist. Bye.